Am I chilling enough? What up? Shon Ski. What up? Shon Ski in the place to be, and you're tuned in the Third World TV exclusive edition. You bitch.
If I'm nervous, then I'm gonna be like,
I caught that. Shon Ski in the place to be, and you are tuned in to Third World TV exclusive edition with Brother Jamaal. So, Jamaal, what or who inspired you to embark on the endeavor of educating people? And why do you feel like it's important?
So, I won't necessarily say, someone inspired me. Basically, I feel as though that if anything, the Creator inspired me and gave me that ambition to actually, start, because growing up, I wasn't a very ambitious individual, and my dreams and goals were very limited, but, a certain switch just flipped in my mind this one time, and my whole life just changed around. And I'm saying to myself, like, I can see myself doing certain things, or I had a vision, because we can only see, but so far.
So can you just kind of like go through a few of the topics that you want to discuss on this channel, and what's going to be the name, if you have a name, for the overall channel?
Okay, cool. You kind of said it in the beginning, but basically personal development, and I chose that it was 3 topics, so I'm going to start off with personal development. I chose that topic because life is not linear, meaning there's no such thing as being stable in life. You're either going up and down, in my opinion, So you either have a plan for success or a plan for failure, So it's mostly about constant growth. Each and every year you look back at your life and you say, hey, what have I accomplished, or what have I become better at, whether it be spiritually, physically, or mentally as well. So that's why I want to, teach that, or just talk about those things as far as personal development. And then the next topic, of course, is going to be, being financially literate, so financial literacy. And I feel as though nowadays, whatever your ethnicity, color, or however you want to put it, we just need to be more educated in that field. So, for example, ask people, okay, if that's your financial plan, how are you going to approach it? What are you doing as of right now that's going to put you in a situation, or that destination, or that place that you want to be, once you retire? So that's why I want to, just elaborate more, teach a little bit on that topic. I'm not a financial advisor also at the same time. However, I've read, a lot of good financial books, like far as Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Richest Man in Babylon, and The Millionaire Next Door as well. And a few other topics and books and articles, etc. And then, the third topic would be, as far as the YouTube channel, is motivation. And with that, I just want to motivate people, or just not necessarily motivate people, motivate people and just get them out of a rut. Because, we all go through life struggles and this and a third, However, when it rains or when it's storm, what's after a storm or when it rains? It's sunshine. Your life is not always going to be happy or peaceful or this. It's going to be times where you have to work hard, where you got to cry, and where you just got to hustle and grind, But after all of that, you be content, you be happy, you be smiling, So
with that being said, what's a favorite quote of yours that you would give to the people as some inspiration or motivation?
So I would say Les Brown, it's possible. He's a motivational speaker, so Les Brown, his quote, it's possible. Basically, he had elaborated more on that quote being it's possible, is that when you see other people's success, you should say to yourself, well, hey, if that individual can have his dream, or she can have her dream, then what's stopping me from having my dream? I watched this one motivational video of him, and he was talking about mankind broke the 4-mile minute barrier, I believe that's what it's called. And basically, no one could do it, but this one person had did it. And then once that one person had did it, everybody else was doing it, So even high school teenagers breaking that, that record.
So my next question is, when starting your own business, becoming an entrepreneur, so to say, would you prefer the usage of credit to start up or your own personal funds, and why?
So that all depends. I can give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
So I will always tell a person work a 9 to 5 in the beginning. You know, if you don't come from a family that already have wealth, you know, because even when you look at, you know, Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and even Warren Buffett, you know, those people, they worked a 9 to 5. They didn't inherit no money. You know, they started off and they saved and they, you know, grinded or whatever, and that's how they made that fortune. You know, so I will always say that if you don't come from wealth or a rich family, you know, get the 9 to 5, build up your savings and everything, and then invest. See, the major thing is to invest. Always invest. You know, do that first. And like I said, for example, as myself, you know, I'm saving, you know, and I'm investing my money in cryptocurrency. However, you know, I plan on getting a duplex or a multi-family home. Say that, multi-family home, you know, but I'm gonna put a down payment on it, meaning that I'm gonna use credit,
right?
You know, that being said, I'm gonna live in one part of the one part of the duplex or the multi-family home, and then rent out the others. So now I have, you know, tenants paying my mortgage and everything, and I also have that passive income, you know, coming in. So it's all about having a plan. You know, credit is good nonetheless. Just don't be in consumer debt. You know, and the difference is, you know, you want to be in good debt. And like I said, good debt is basically, you know, things that's going to put money in your pocket. Consumer debt, well, bad debt is basically things that's going to take money out your pocket.
And you kind of just give a little background on like your IT career and the journey of your career and what got you to this point.
I didn't go to college for IT. I have my certifications, and what got me into IT was basically I was just tired of working using like physical labor. I was working at H&S Bakery, 12-hour shifts, slaving, you know, in a hot, you know. And one night I just got fed up with it, you know, because I was basically giving them like 14 hours of my life. Yeah. You know, that's 14 hours of your life. You ain't gonna be tired. You're gonna low self-esteem, all of that above, you know. So I got tired of it, and I said to myself, well, I need to make a change with my life. You know, I need to add more value to myself. I need to become a better person, you know, someone that I never thought that I could, you know, become. You know, the reason why I say that is because in high school, I wasn't the brightest kid. I was an honor roll student kid, A, B, sometimes even a C student, barely making a 2.0 so I can wrestle, you know. So when you know, I came to the conclusion of where I have to like add more value to myself, I had to learn new things as far as like studying, you know. Basically, I had started my IT career because I had went to my cousin and I asked him about, you know, how can I get started. You know? So like I said, you know, I had to learn how to study and everything because he told me to get a certification, you know, Network Plus, and that was my first certification. And from there, you know, after I left from H&S Bakery, I started studying like 8 hours a day. I used to wake up at like 4 o'clock and spend 4 hours, you know, then go to work, then come back to work because I eventually had got a second job or another job, and then go to work on my breaks studying. I was just nothing but studying, you know, because I was so like, I gotta get this, you know. It was either this or nothing else, and that's the type of mindset I had developed. I'm either gonna do this or nothing else. You know, I'm gonna put my all into this because this is what I believe I can do. This is something that can make me become more than a person that I was currently at that time. So, you know, I eventually got the certification. I started working at the city. You know, I started working at the city, studying and everything. Got another certification, found out about another field in the IT career, and that's cloud computing, and that's basically using virtualization, you know. I got another certification that was a cloud computing certification, got another contract job, and then got a contract job. And at this time, you know, I started reading books and listening to audio tapes and YouTube videos on financial literacy and being financially literate, you know. So I was actually able to save money to the point, save and invest to the point where I worked 1 year of my life. I had worked 6 months, and the other year I was able to just chill and just, you know, pay my rent on my resources that I had, you know. However, even at that time, you know, because I'm all about continuous growth and continual education. So even at that time, I made a mistake by just getting too comfortable. So that was a valuable lesson that I also learned, you know, because we tend to get too comfortable, you know, and when you get too comfortable, you get left out. So it was hard for me to find another job, you know, even though I had like, after my contract with this cloud computing job had ended, like I was saying, it was actually hard. And at that time I had 5 certifications, and you would think, well, you got 5 certifications, you get another job. But it didn't happen like that. So I went from grinding up to even dropping back down, you know. So, and that's a part of life, you know, that happens, you know. But like I said, if you continue to learn and continue like education and adding more value to yourself or developing better skills, then what's up here is gonna always, you know, count, you know. Because people talk about, you know, job security, but it's all up here, you know. This is your job security, your gold mine and everything. So eventually, you know, I had worked at Amazon for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm listening to myself, like, I'm thinking, you know, self-reflecting. I'm like, you know, I'm better than this, you know. I didn't just grind and everything, you know, to just, you know, be right here or back where I was at. So I left Amazon, and a week later I got hired, you know, by Second Watch, you know, and as of this year I've been promoted twice, and I'm continuing like studying. So this is where I'm at currently.
That's dope. So, Brother Jamaal, with you being such an ambitious black man, I want you to strain or just talk about the importance of mental health with the personal growth and development in the job field. Like, how important is your mental health in the midst of all of your ambitions and your goals?
Very important, and to the point where if you have to cut people off, your family, friends that's close to you, that's not actually helping you become a better person, then do it. Because if they're not helping you becoming better, then they draining you. You know, you have energizers and drainers, you know, and you gotta self-reflect, look yourself in the mirror, and ask, well, if this person that I'm around, are they an energizer or a drainer? You know, and if they energizer, you want to be around them, you know, because they're going to energize you, they're going to help your mental health, and they're going to make you more ambitious and make you want to become better, you know. Or you look at the person and be like, oh, this person is draining you. And not necessarily you have to cut off your family, you know, because they're still your family. I would never tell anybody to cut off their family ties, but you only spend a few amount of time with them. That's how you do that, you know. So mental health, like, yeah, I would definitely say that's the number one important thing, you know, because people value materialistic things, but they don't value the things that they got for free, like ambition, your brain, your body, your health, and everything, you know. So that's how I see it.
That's dope. What is your biggest mistake that you've made becoming an entrepreneur, and what advice would you give to young black men and women who also want to embark on these endeavors of just following their dreams?
That's actually pretty good, you know. I would say that to never, whatever you want to do in your life, right, whatever goals and dreams that you have, don't never look for another person to do it for you, pretty much. So for example, I'm studying for my next certification. I cannot ask my family members or friends to study for me because, you know, it's not their goals or dreams. They're not going to see it as how I see it, and they're not going to put as much effort as I will, you know. So with that being said, if you want to do something, or if you have any goals or dreams, or if you want to start that business or get better at something, you do it. Don't look for no recognition or approval from anybody else, or don't hand your goals or dreams to anybody else. So this is Jamaal, you know, tune into Third World TV, you know, always stay ambitious and everything, and always go for your goals and dreams, regardless of what anybody have to say or think, because at the end of the day, it's your life. Also, you can follow me at Aleem_Maal, and that is spelled ALEEM_MAAL, and like and subscribe when I put out my video in my YouTube channel. And that's coming, my first content that I'm gonna push out is gonna come out November, you know, the 1st, and that's on a Monday. The YouTube channel is gonna be Success with Jamaal. So let's get to the bag.
Hey.